Much of life is explained and very less is lived. First of all, what is explanations? To make something clear, obvious, and plain. Now, who does the explanations? People who think they have lived enough. Can one actually ever live enough? So, who does the explanations? The writers, the intellectuals, the ideologists, the leaders, whoever is on TV, and how do they reach those explanations? Have they reached it by living life? You can do an experiment, live for 10 days and then lock yourself up for one day in a room and start to do some mental exercises. You will reach 1,000, 10,000 different conclusions and insights and explanations. What I'm saying is the amount of time you really immersed in life, the immersion was done much more than that you can reach the explanations. That is the power of the head, of the mind, right? And many writers and philosophers and whoever they are who try to explain life, they reach that by locking themselves up in a room and just thinking, not by directly experiencing life. And what the commoner does is, the reader, in case of the writer, what the reader does is we read those things and we borrow those ideas and then we try to implement it or try to live accordingly to that idea. So it is an explanation and not living life. And that explanation actually limits us to a single path and limits our overall view of things. Okay, so why do we explain life first of all? Can it be explained? Is life something that can be explained? When you observe life and when you live it, the more you live it, the more vast it becomes and more out of complete grasp. The more it becomes unknown and the confusion grows. And in that confusion, there is fun. There is a sense of adventure of what might come next. So, why do we explain life and can it be explained? There are different reasons on why we explain life. Some do it out of fascination, some make it a job, some do it because they want to appear intellectual, to appear grand, to have something to do, to get the views in the modern world. But also, many do it out of fear of the unknown. So, you reach those explanations and conclusions, and it helps you face life, not live life, but face life. According to that careful explanations you pick up, you unfold your path. So it's the fear of the unknown that forces us to look for explanations. That's one of the reasons. Another reason could be a positive one, is to help you face life properly, to prepare for it. But then again, you will live according to the preparation. So I'm not saying that one must live life and stop explanations of it. This is just an observation. Because if you start living life, I mean, what's the point if at the end you reach explanations again? Then is it not better to just start with the explanations? Any kind of explanation. You must start living life, but at the end you will suffice yourself with an explanation of it. So, in order to get rid of the fear of it, or for the same old reasons said before, right? Yeah, so can one live life and undo all the explanations? Is that a good purpose of living life? To undo all the past explanations and suggestions and influences? Will that be a good purpose? Because you can't help it. The moment you are born, you are being influenced. A barrage of ideas have been sent your way, suggestions, past history, so you live according to that environment, right? So in a way one can make it his own purpose to undo all the explanations and reach a clean slate, and perhaps that is an innocent state of being. Maybe those explanations serve as fog which stops you from taking steps, and only you take steps with fear because you can't see the way, right? And maybe the undoing of all those explanations and knowledge and conclusions is the clearing of the fog, after which the path becomes clear. And the path is not a single way, a single road. It is the expanse opening up to you the entire view, which allows you to walk whichever way you want. So that's what I'm saying. The explanations of life, they limit life, while living life opens up the entire panorama. Then you just walk. Yeah, that's it. This is to say, much of life is explained and very less is lived.